Disclaimer, this video might be unorganized. I just threw a bunch of thoughts into a script, and now I'm gonna read it. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I had a lot on my mind, and I don't know if I did a good job at encapsulating it all. So, but begin the video! Begin the video, Philip! So, how do I begin this video? Should I start with the graphical shortcomings of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet? Or maybe the weak story of Pokemon Sword and Shield? The current state of Pokemon isn't great. But Connor, I love Scarlet and Violet. I had no problem with the frame rate while playing. That's great. I did. The Pokemon Company is worth billions. It's the highest grossing franchise of all time. No one should be having problem with frame rates. I feel like there's a lot of problems and I'm not sure how to go about listing them, but I'm gonna try. Number 1, not spending the proper amount of money on the games. Look, I'm not looking at the Pokemon Company's balance sheets, but I'm sure more money is going into merchandise and etc. instead of the games. I think it's amazing, not in a good way, that they make money from 2 nearly identical games for each generation, and yet with all the profits, they still make underwhelming games. Number 2, not spending the proper amount of time on the games. Please, Game Freak, the Pokemon Company, whoever decides the harsh deadlines, it needs to stop. I honestly think this is the biggest problem. You seriously do not need 2 generations and a remake on every console. Your games are suffering because of it. Imagine if Pokemon got the same amount of time that Zelda gets. Imagine if Scarlet and Violet looked as good as Tears of the Kingdom. 1 huge generation on a console is something that probably only exists in my dreams. I know why they rush games. The quicker they get the new games out, the sooner they can sell more merchandise. Number 3. This next one isn't a Pokemon Company problem, it's our problem. We keep buying the games. I'm guilty of this. I didn't feel this way until Scarlet and Violet. While people were complaining about Sword and Shield, I was pretty neutral. The trees look bad? So what? I'm not playing Pokemon to look at the trees. They cut out Pokemon from the games? Okay. That's depressing, but I suppose it was inevitable to a degree. The story isn't engaging at all? Well, that's okay, I'll just play Pokemon Black and White. Then Pokemon Scarlet and Violet came out. I never wanted to be the guy to complain about my favorite franchise, but this game doesn't run good. That's my biggest problem. I mean, it looks awful too, like really bad. That's one thing, but it also lags. I struggle to even play it without getting frustrated by the frame rate. To be fair, the Pokemon themselves look pretty good in Scarlet Violet, but the world around looks so awful. I feel like I'm complaining too much, and that's not really what I made this video for. Hopefully you guys can understand what I'm saying. To extend an olive branch, if you enjoyed Scarlet and Violet, then I'm happy to hear that. I'm not here to tell you that you can't enjoy the games. I wish I could have enjoyed the games like other people did, but I just couldn't. Ultimately, the main problems are time and money. If they spent the proper amount of time and money, then we would be delivered a better product. But I don't think there will be a change until we see a decrease in Pokemon sales. I usually only buy one of the 2 versions they release with each generation and remake. Now, I won't be buying the Scarlet and Violet DLC, and I may have to hold back on whatever game they bring next, and it's unfortunate because, like I said, Pokemon is my favorite franchise. I want to see them succeed and create games everyone can be proud of. But in the current state of things, it looks like that won't be the case. And I want to say again, I love the Pokemon series, I love the games, the older games at least. It's literally one of my favorite game series. So I don't want this to come off like I'm just complaining and bashing on the series. You know, I'm sure I'll get comments, if anyone watches this, I'll get comments saying, oh, well, just stop complaining and let people enjoy the game. Absolutely. please enjoy the games. But I have to say something. I don't have to. I want to say something because I love this game series so much. This video has kind of been just random thoughts I had about the games lately. So it's a little bit disorganized, but nonetheless, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope that we can get a dialogue and just have a good conversation about the steps Pokemon needs to make for the future.
Oh my god.